open up because there's nothing to hold back. That's just political side thing. There's no, I can't give you any facts behind it, but we all think that. Rental inventory is around 4% in this market for vacancies. National average is 4.5, and as you know, anything under 5 constitutes a landlord market. So we're in a landlord market here for rentals. 2 bedrooms are normally about $837, 3 bedrooms are about $1,050. We are getting about $1,000 on our 2 bedrooms and about $1,200 because we have an upscale look, and you'll see some of the pictures as we move along. Inventory, I just wanted to let you know we could go back more than 2 years, but we only went back 2 years. You can see back in January, there was over 47,413 single-family homes on the market. Now there's only 29. So this leads to let you know that the flip market has potential in this area. There was 30,000 condos, now there's only 13. That business right there, that condo business, there's going to be a lot of opportunity there because they lost, most of the places lost their FHA, so they couldn't do the 3.5% financing, and they just have plummeted.
Okay.
So there's going to be a lot of opportunity there. Month supply, we had 11.6 2 years ago. We're at 5.1 now. 14.6 in condos. We're down to 4.3 in condos. And anything under 5 is a, I can't even say it, but I guess it's a seller's market. I haven't said it in so many years, but it's been a buyer's market around here for a long time. We target over 85 areas in the Chicago metropolitan area. All our MLSs, I don't know how you guys work in your area, but it's all areas. You know, they have an 8038, 804, and each area represents. In Chicago, we have a lot of neighborhoods. So we have Bucktown and Newtown and Bridgeport, and they're all different names. So they also have an area, a 4-digit area with them too. So we shop by areas, and then we can shop by zips in some areas. And when we get into the south side, it's block by block. It's the only way you can buy them. You can't buy them by area. Chatham, just to show you some of the markets we're in. Chatham is on the south side. African-American owned businesses, including WVON radio. I think the guy from Afrasheen Products was also in that market. Great little area, some well-known doctors in that area, well-kept neighborhood. We're doing a lot of business in that area. Beverly is another nice area in the south side. The difference between Beverly than most of the single-family houses in the city, Beverly has maybe a half acre for land. Most of the city lots are 45 by, it's 45 by 125, right?
35 by 125.
35 by 125, so.
We'll make it 30.
Kenwood is one of the areas we market in, and that's the home of President Obama's. So that's a high-end area. I'm not going to show you this whole lakeside film, but a little piece of it.
I was mentioning to you.
Yeah, let me hit it just for a little bit.
Development on the 79th Street, so.
Is that the $16 million one?
We'll hit this real quick and we'll see. Let me see if I can move it.
10 miles from downtown Chicago, 5 minutes from Hyde Park. A new community, a new kind of community. Imagine schools that are state-of-the-art. A sweeping park along Lake Michigan. Shopping and cultural activities to enter Chicago's South Side. Office and research facilities built from the ground up. All integrated into one of the most vibrant cities in America. Imagine Chicago Lakeside. McCaffrey Interests and U.S. Steel invite you to imagine with us one of the most exciting opportunities for development in Chicago in 50 years.
Well, when you think about the city stride, you think about the Burnham Plan, how important the lakefront is, and how well we protect it. Just think that 600 acres is sitting on the lakefront.
The possibilities start in Phase 1. Market Common, 1 million square feet of retail space and 3,000 residences, just across from the South Shore's famed Rainbow Beach. Already underway is a $45 million extension of Lakeshore Drive that will create new public parklands, lakeside neighborhoods,
Like 2 weeks ago.
and high-rise apartments with spectacular views of Chicago's skyline.
I see this as a third tourist destination in the city of Chicago for incredible shopping,
jail now, but,
for
you know,
2.5
most of our
miles
politicians
of
are, so.
lakefront property that is now being
She's only
turned
got a
into
year,
a park
so
district,
that's okay.
for boat slips that will house the largest number of boats in the city. This is a win-win for our residents here in the city of Chicago.
4 nearby metro stops, bus routes, and bicycle trails connect Chicago Lakeside to nearby corporate offices and university research facilities, all integrated into the master plan.
This is a giant plan. There's nothing like this anywhere in the world today. We've laid the groundwork, the transportation, the lighting, the water. It's there, just waiting for that spark to turn it loose.
Imagine North Sea, a half-mile-long former shipping dock, rebuilt into restaurants, residences, and other waterfront amenities. Imagine Orwell Park, a landscape walkway that celebrates the past, even as it ushers in the future.
For the longest time, this area was one of the most vibrant parts of the city. Close to the University of Chicago in Hyde Park, this was one of the cultural centers of our city. Everything is there. Shopping, retail, office, residential, all within walking distance. This will be a place that's teeming with parks, really a new city within a city on the south side.
125 acres of land deeded over for public parkland. $45 million committed to a new Lakeshore Drive.
To have a development like this, you have to look at the roads, you have to have public transportation, you have to look at parks, you have to have schools, you have to be able to dream. To understand the present, you always look to the future. And when you think of that, you think of what the future can be. You don't stop because of the economy. And those who stop will fail in their companies. Those who stop will fail in government. This is the time to take advantage. This is the time to put the plans and get out there and say, this is a wonderful development.
When you put your imagination to work, what do you see? Chicago Lakeside is space to create neighborhoods, a technology center, a medical complex, the Obama Presidential Library. Chicago Lakeside. We see your dreams coming true.
So that's a major project. We're buying up as much as we can. We've got 3 flats, 2 flats, 28 unit going up.
24
We're
unit,
on
28
under
unit.
construction. We're grabbing as much as we can in that area. The rentals market's okay. There's a lot of garbage there because when the projects got torn down, a lot of them went to that end. But all that's being done, like if Angela, born and raised in that area, if she was here to tell you, she's out doing open houses right now, but they're gonna shove that out. It's designed to do that. They will move them out. They will be gone, and it'll be a wonderful area. So an investment there 10 years from now is gonna be gold. Cap rate's gonna be unbelievable for it, and we'll be able to rent all along the way. Certain sections of it, we're already getting some $1,400 rent for the units, 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom unit. So it just depends where it's at. Starbucks is already out there, and when we say Starbucks, kind of tells you where the good areas are gonna be. So that's gone over there now. They've already done all the horizontal work, and they're just now starting to go vertical. By next spring, it's supposed to be this coming May or April or May, there should be the bookstore, a couple of restaurants already there, the piers all set so that people can dock. They started doing the piers along this south side. The south side's always kind of been ignored. So they put one up on 31st Street, and then they put one up, well, they had several over by the 67th pub. That's the Hyde Park area. And now they're gonna have this one at 79. They'll have water taxis that take you from Indiana Airport to the downtown city. So it's gonna really help. Right now, streetwise, if you look at the major streets on the south side, 95th and 87th have really turned out and have changed a lot. Probably 10 years ago, you wouldn't even go down 87th. Now you can probably walk down it. all the ones on the south side where the north side where the project used to be before we got to 22nd Street, like 31st where the Whiteside Park is and all those areas, you would be shot there. Now it's really building up. You can actually sell condos there. So it's this middle hub, 79th to 55th, the toughest part of the city still on the south side. This will turn that, because when 79th starts to look good, it'll bring the rest together. So it's going to be a big piece for the south side.
Yeah. What is the opportunities there? I mean, what opportunities are available there for investors? I mean, to buy
There's
land.
fantastic opportunity for 6 flats, 12 flats, 24, 36.
Can we buy land? Can we JV with somebody?
Land is good too. There's a lot of land. Land I can buy for, I can take, sometimes you can buy 5, 10 of them for $10,000. Lots. We buy lots, we've got 2 or 3 plans to do new construction. You can put them up right next to the old. They look like the Chicago front. You can put them up. We think we can get them up for about 150, 160.
Yeah, we want to be,
So-
199 or 219 all in, all done.
For selling.
For sale. you know.
So, and get a 33% return on it. So we think we can, there's a lot of, there's tons of those kind of lots to mix right in. And if you get them in the right area, and everybody wants new. This is what you gotta understand about Chicago and the city and why the city works. You have all your city workers. Okay, you have all the teachers, all the fire department, all the police department. They have to work in the city of Chicago.
They have to live in the city of Chicago,
They have to live.
in city limits.
Right.
Obviously, our time is
Those
very
people that make
limited
it-
at the moment, but that's something,
Six figure
that
also.
we would be interested in, to look at opportunities, to buy land, JV with somebody, with yourself, to sort of provide the money and do the
Yeah,
development.
and there's, right now, there's, you start buying some of these old warehouses out and turning them into lofts, you know how they did it on the north side, the Bucktown area, you're gonna have the same thing around these areas.
Yeah, the condo
Just
conversion.
fantastic opportunities. The condo market is not strong in certain parts of the south side. Where it is, we have it, we know, it's easy to, you just look at the numbers, where they're getting the right numbers for it, and we can buy them. But you can see the ones that are gonna start to go next. And you can, so you're buying them, you rent them, and then as soon as you can condo them, you can start turning them into condos. So condos is very easy to convert in Chicago, very easy. It's not a big deal.
Would it be possible to send us some examples of what you think is possible, just sort of one pager on opportunities?
Yeah, we can put up a little bit of a,
One pager, so I think, Scott, then on our next visit, we would like to spend more time there, we're coming here on a regular
yeah,
basis.
the key is to see some stuff that we got. I mean, we got 56 ongoing projects right now.
Yeah.
Anywhere from 40 flats all the way down to single family. So,
Yeah.
so we can show you a lot of different things, and you can see what it looks like and why we did this, Okay, I'm gonna just, I've just covered a little bungalows for you so you get a little feel for that. 1910 to 1940. They're square, rectangular in shape, brick exteriors, full basements. There's over 88,000 bungalows in the city of Chicago, just in the city limits. There's tons in some of the suburbs surrounding it. And that's 1/3 of all the single-family stock are bungalows. Mayor Daley was born and raised in them. So what we did with our concept is we did an open floor plan. Todd, you want to just touch on that a little bit?
Usually when you walk into a Chicago bungalow, you walk into a wall. It's 3 feet, there's a wall, and you go down the hallway, and it's, the old rooms where it's, 9 by 10 rooms, and the kitchen is always in the back. We come in and we do a full gut rehab on it. And so we're gonna take out all the insides, it's all new wall, all new drywall, all new mechanicals, you name it. So we're taking 80 to 100-year-old structure and making it into something new. This one here happens to be a side load where we come in the side and you can see that we've moved the staircase. You come into a big open family room, have a dinette area, and then open kitchens with islands, peninsulas. And then we get the master bedroom on the first floor also. Generally, when you first walk into a bungalow, the back door, it's just an alley or a hallway down in the back in the center, so it divides the house in two. So we try to come down the side and around to try to alleviate that. It really gets a new more of an urban living, open feel. And we do a lot of the same things with our multifamily as well. Cutting up some of the small rooms and so when you walk in them, they feel more like a condo conversion, even though they're just a rental.
So what is the opportunity here? We buy the unit and jointly will you then renovate it and change it like this? Or
Yeah,
you
we'll run
do
it.
it and we buy it then when it's finished? Or?
If you want to do volume, buy it up front, renovate it, we'll renovate it, and then we'll turn around and you'll be on the, you can do several different models, you know. You can do where you just want, if you don't want to have your name on each property and not have the liability of owning the property, we can do a mortgage type thing, where you got first lien, which works very nicely, okay? It's good for tax purposes, okay? And then we go ahead and get the remodel, the rehab done, and then we turn around, and if you want to do it as a income property, then we'll rent it and manage the property for you. If you want to do it as a flip, then we can sell it. The best way is to get the combination going both ways.
Yeah.
Because if you have a flip program going along with an income property going, keep the flip at 60 days. If you can't flip in 60 days, move it to the income property. Now you've got good, positive show. Your investors will love you. We can start to advertise 60 days on the market and we're done. They don't know what we did with it. We're done. You know?
Yeah.
And it really
What
keeps.
would be your cash on cash return on this?
You can get 10 on the rentals, and on the if you look at the
renovations.
flips, we can do 20% programs a year. You know, we can do anything you want. You know, we can tailor fit models to make them work.
I just want to get a
I mean, everybody's got to get a piece of it. So you know, I mean, it's all got to work for everybody. We're very. I mean, you'll see even with Mark's programs, the ones we've done. You sit down and you design them and make them work. You know, we all look at the numbers and see how it works.
Yeah. But that's more or less a 20% sort of.
It's easy to do those.
And how long does it
And then
take?
you let us take that money for a year. We may get 2 turns, 3 turns out of it, whatever. But at the end of the year, you're going to get your return and you're going to get 20%. That's the best way to go, because to get them down to a piece of property, you know, you're getting investors looking at pieces of property. It's a nightmare. There's no reason for it. You know, put it into a kitty and move it. We can do them in months. Like we can do ledgers for months. So you do monthly. You know, October 13, November 13, December 13. Then we go to January. So you can see you can look at the money coming in each month, and we can control it by the month, so you can see how it goes in and out. Ruth Ann's going to take you through how we organize and put our system together. We use a product called QuickBase, which is a product of Intuit, which is same as QuickBooks.
Yeah.
But it's make your own database. You'll see how we put that together and what we can do with it.
And how much would be, the cost for the actual property plus the renovation? How much it would be per unit?
South side's about 140 to 160. North side's about 300. North side you get conventional. South side you're going to probably still be within about 60 days for closing because of it's FHA closing and they're short on cash and it's just a lot of aggravation with it. Okay, once these regulations loosen up a little bit, if we go back into 14 or 16, and by 16, if we end up going back Republican, the restrictions will be released and the money will flow a lot better. But until now, we got all this garbage going on. But on the north side, it's all conventional financing, so you got 30 days, okay? 30 days is all you have there and you're out of it. Sometimes it's 20 days and you're out of it. Yeah, politics.
So you're confident about the switch?
Oh, I am
government?
confident. Oh, yeah, believe me. It's gonna be, I can write it on a book. It's gonna happen.
Henny, you can tell that George is not a Democrat.
Yeah, that's very clear to me.
Moves around the edge.
I could write, I'll support you.
I
Don't worry.
think Obama's done a fantastic job for your country.
Yeah, I know you do. We'll give it to you next. Yeah, he'll move again, you know. Oh, what a killer. Okay. All right, so let's move on.
At least you understand some of our problems.
So George, you don't like President Obama that much?
Okay, this is a little bit of the looks of some of our, sometimes we get like this one, Todd, if you want to pick up on it, but this one here had a bad brick. I mean, somebody put like 20 different.
Yeah, if you look close at the front, there's 4 different colors of brick on the front of that house on the left.
Yeah.
There's, and so we actually did just painted the brick on the front of the house. The sides were consistent. We made it a complementary color. Sometimes you got to work with what you have. It's, again, they're 80 years old. We prefer to keep all the original brick if possible. This is another one. You can kind of see where he came in that front door. And if you walk straight ahead, there was a wall right there. You had to take a left.
This is a bedroom right here, guys,
Yeah.
and you'll see what we do with them. That's the same house. That bedroom's gone and we opened it up. That's the actual gut of it, right?
So you got it out there, and we got
Wow.
new stairs put in there.
This is the look afterwards. And then this is just showing you some condo conversions that we do, before and after. These are multi-units. The buildings are.
Are they available, or are they still
Oh,
some of
yeah,
them?
we have tons for you, tons here. Okay, this is all different style condos.
And you can see, that's a kitchen in a condo where it's, it feels like a house-type kitchen instead of, just.
We
tucked in the
we had
corner.
a look at one yesterday, I mean, that was just not, I mean, the feel was just not good for me. I mean, it was bad, it was small, it was.
When we look at it, we gotta kill the rats, but I'll tell you, by the time we get done, they're beautiful. You know, you gotta buy them that way,
But
though.
that's where the opportunity is.
Yeah.
When you're done, you don't know it's a 100-year-old building.
Yeah, exactly,
Yes.
that's my concern. I mean, it's 70, 80 years old, I mean,
Yeah.
the building is tired, I mean,
Yeah. Most of them are they're structurally sound.
Yeah.
We definitely look for that. You don't want to walk into one where, it's all over but if you walk in, we're working on a 24 unit right now, and that thing, it's actually built on post and column, like I-beams, vertical I-beams, which is unusual. But that building's like this. And we totally gutted it. As you put it back together, it's going to be a great building for a lot of years to come.
As a ballpark figure, what would it cost you more or less per unit if you've got a unit with 15 apartments, just sort of get a feel of what we're talking about?
Figure about, for rehab, to get an
Yeah,
upscale
to
rehab,
change
about
it to something.
$55 a unit, $55K a unit. And then, but the property is the key. I mean, we can pick them up, 6 flats, sometimes we can get them for 80, 70.
And then, okay, so then we can we do that, and we can resell them for 130, 140, whatever.
Yeah. If it's,
And that's all new.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a new building then.
And you're talking, you're talking in-unit washer, dryer, dishwasher, water heater, so it's a contained unit.
yeah.
Okay,
Because the way they're set up now, they're set up with heat, old boilers, the boilers break down, the people turn the heat up, you're paying gas and fuel, cost is killing you.
Windows are not sort of the latest technology,
Yeah, we put all new
energy
windows in,
efficient
all
stuff,
vinyl
and-
windows, yeah, you gotta do it. Ruth Ann is the keeper of our system, and we're really huge on that system in this business. Like I said, we use this QuickBase, she brought it in from, I hired her a couple of years ago back out of Remax up in Detroit. He was the #1 realtor in the Midwest for foreclosures. And I asked her how he was keeping up with his 500 properties, because that's how many he had running. And she said this system, so go ahead, Ruth Ann.
This is Mark's favorite part, by the way. It's all in the system. Everything we do here, we put a system in place before we train the staff. And QuickBase allows us to do that. It's a completely customizable database.
Can I just ask a question? If we want to do the books now, the record keeping back home, is that a seamless system? Can we draw the information out of this and
Yeah.
show the
So why don't you
financial
jump in and show them the trench right now, the way we have the UK on.
I said, no, I just asked a question.
You gotta see this, you'll love
Yeah,
this.
okay.
Yeah. It'll give you an idea of what we can do.
So web-based
We can design,
application.
we can design.
It's web-based.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
She'll show you what
Whatever's
it's got.
available here, we can,
Here, there, you're in the same
And we can
spot.
design your desktop any way you want it, so
Yeah.
you'll see. Ruth Ann can do it in 5 minutes. She can do it right here now for you. You can all have your own passwords. We can take these and we can, say you want to show investors of yours one thing, but you don't want to show them another
Yeah,
thing.
exactly.
We can do all that for you.
If you want to look into the system and look at his property, look at the,
You can do that.
You can do that.
Yep, and they love it.
Anywhere that you can get on the internet, you can log into QuickBase.
Internet or iPhone or?
Yep.
The more
Tablet,
transparent
iPhone.
you are with investors, we found, the more they like working with you, because, they're, like I said, once the money leaves their pocket, the reason they're
They're
investors
nervous.
is because they know it, they
Yeah.
feel it leaving their pocket.
Yeah.
So if you don't show them how you can account to it, I'll tell you, they're worried.
No, I agree.
They worked hard for that shit, and they're not gonna just give it away.
Yeah.
So we're able to set up ledgers in the database itself. This is just an example here. Month to month, you can show deposits, withdrawals for rehab money or for real estate money, earnest money,
So you can see everything that's
we can
happening.
track.
This is how we have to build pipelines, so if we get 5 million in, and it's from a client, we have to know how much we got left to buy. Because some of them are, this is an Asia SPV, so the LLCs are every month. So they don't mix because they're different groups. The September group might have some people from the October group, but not all. So we have to keep them all separate.
Yeah.
So this is how we do it. So, our goal is to buy, we got our September hit in, we got it October 10th. And by October 19th, we had it sold. That's what they want to see. They don't want to see it sitting in here in an escrow account, so we got to move it.
So we can track things as a ledger. Any of these reports on here can be printed, emailed. You can export it to a spreadsheet with a click of a button here. All these different options that you can filter this data.
Show them the bars.
Can I just ask you a question? This is, obviously we can also change this to accommodate commercial properties, like office blocks and stuff like that.
Anything. Here's what I want you to think about this. When you get up in the middle of the night, because I know you're a guy that gets up in the middle of the night, everything down this side of this program is property. Anything you want to do across the top, you can do. So if you say, I want to see this, I want to see this, I want to see this on the report, within a day she'll have it for you. This is another report that you can see right here. And this is how you can look at your total portfolio. You can look at all the business you're tied with. Then you can look at, each investor can look at theirs. So they'll tell them how many contracts are being sent. Now when she hits that send button,
If you hover over, it'll show you the actual number on this bar graph, but when you click on it, it's going to pull up the properties that are the sent contracts in your name.
and it'll take you, all those little buttons will take you to the little area, instead of going through tons of data, it'll take you right to like what we're doing in negotiations, if it's in negotiation, what we're doing in closing, what we're doing under construction. Tells you where we're at. Notes are all there. The financial end is all there. If you want hidden boxes, you don't want to show the investor this piece or that piece, we can do all that for you. We can design it any way you want.
Financials are right there. Real estate costs, rehab costs, ROI percentage, ARV, everything is recorded in here. As we find it out, we enter it into the database, meaning the closing department or construction, anyone in-house here can log in and add data here. And it becomes our Bible in the office, because we have the different departments and we all need to work together, but we don't all need to see the same data. So this is customizable in-house as well as with the investors.
So each one of our people have different dashboards and different looks. They're not looking, if they don't use, they don't need the financial end of it, they don't see that part of it, they just see the part they need.
Right.
Yeah, this is impressive.
Well, what's nice about this bar thing is what you can see, like under contract, clear to close, like Home Depot, we just did a major deal with Home Depot, all right? So they go, well, the problem we normally have is having the inventory ready for you for surprises. See, we give them this whole this look, they can look, when they're clear to close, they know they're 15 days out from getting a permit, they're 15 days out to be there, to start doing the demo, all right? When they see under contract, they know they're 30 days out. So they can look in there and they can see how many we got. We all start setting it up with all their SKUs, so we can put tile with their SKU number. So if they want to know how much tile they need, and we have packages, we have 5 different packages, so, because we got a designer, which is his wife, and she won't do the same shit, I don't care, I just soon as have the same stuff out there, but everything's got to be different. So we got 5 different packages, but if they want to know how many tile of this one package, they can say A package, and it'll shoot. If there's 40 properties going to get the A package, it'll shoot it out.
Just tell me, I think it's logical. We've bought, for instance, now 200 lots in Atlanta.
Okay.
And we're going to bulk some of them out, and we're going to, so the investor put the money in. They've got a company where they've invested. Now we've got another company that's going to do the vertical stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So is that possible that we can run it on the system?
It is.
It'll give us a track for every property where we are. And
It is. You'll love it. This is the best system ever.
But she spends the majority of her day working, developing it, and then we have an external consultant also that's an expert on it that we contract with ongoing. So it's like we put a lot of time and energy into developing it, because we know, again, going back to the system and the process, if you don't have them, you can only get so big. And this allows you to, we can slice and dice it 100 different ways.
This will, like these comments and that, they'll show up on dashboards who they belong to. So when you take care of them, they go away, it'll automatically email, like, they've got to set up with the vendors, it can email the vendor and tell them, okay, it's time to get your tile in there. If the drywall goes back 2 days because it got delayed, it moves the tile guy back 2 days and then tells the tile guy you got a 2-day hold. You know, it can do all that.
Yeah.
I mean, in our inter departments, it tells us.
George, can you show the slide there where you show like the construction progress, where you have like the
That's what we
drywall
have
and plumbing?
operations on just about everything, and it tracks it automatically
I
behind
was
the
quite
scenes.
impressed when you said 5 hours. I was like, how the hell do you know that?
Can you show that, George?
The construction, the timeline, you mean?
In
Other
the,
projects.
right, what you do on the slide when you do the PowerPoint, so it shows like, you know, the whole,
The,
you have that here as well, quick base?
which set?
Oh, you know,
The
one
one
that's
that's under
I
the
mean, I know
projects,
which one you're
the
talking
construction
about.
projects.
Yeah, we'll slide over to that.
I think that would be important to see.
What's the
like,
time
how
right
the
now?
construction
What kind of
goes.
time?
202.
Okay.
We build what we call usual tasks. We know when we do construction, there's 75 usual tasks. In about 6 clicks, I can set up a new project. And it times the whole project out from beginning to end, and they're all predecessor based, you know, there's dependencies. So if I slide one thing, the rest of it all slides automatically. We resource who's gonna do that, what contractor's gonna do it, and they automatically, when they log in, they see, hey, I'm resourced for these 4 projects, here's my proposed date of completion. And the beauty is, you do it one time and it's
See, now,
done.
we're
It
doing,
just
we're
works
Home
again and
Depot
again.
right now, it's major, big corporations, they're not gonna be able to go back and say we need this. So we'll perform all this for them on their end, because we're after speed. Because we're trying to sell investors, I'm saying tree turn, I really think we're now in a point, in about another 2 weeks, we'll be at a point where we can do 4. But we don't wanna tell you that, you know, I'd rather come back and say, I got 4 turns for you. But we're gonna move really quick, at a quick pace now, and that's the biggest key, you know, because inventory that's sitting there
If
is.
we've got a need in Atlanta, you know, how do you think we should go about that thing?
Have you ever worked, are you with a turnkey specialist out in Atlanta?
Well, we've got a builder.
Yeah, the turnkey process is, to me, I don't know how, here's what you gotta understand about a turnkey. When I buy the property, if I make a mistake, I'm gonna have trouble in the construction end of it when I go to sell it, or I go to flip it, or I go to rent it. So I'm in a total circle here. I have to win all 3. I have to win in construction, I have to win in the sales side of it, I have to win in the search side of it. Because if I lose in any one of those, I'm gonna get beat up, and I'm gonna probably lose my client. So when you do individuals, you're not gonna have that. I mean, you use a realtor out there on the street, he's after a commission. Sells, I can tell you, one of our first investors we started working with, I'm telling you, the buildings were falling. I mean, 1500 East 73rd. We had to bring in a major jack company to jack it up. Somebody sold them the biggest piece of shit you ever want to see.
Burned out.
Ready to go.
Pretty good fire in it. 3 floors.
I can't do that when I'm in the turnkey process, because I'm here in the beginning and I'm here with you at the end. So I've got it, so we focus so hard on the beginning because it's all in the beginning. See, the biggest mistake is made in the beginning. If you bought it wrong, or you bought it in the wrong area, it's gonna take you all the way through the end, and you're gonna be losing your client. So you gotta work on the beginning, and this
Well,
is a few
to
things
speak
we
to
do.
your, when he asked the question, do you have a turnkey process, and you said, I have a builder. I was a custom builder for 11 years. I had a web business for 7 years before that. I came to work for George, and my wife, you know, we worked together, she did design for us in our custom building. We maxed out like 10 or 12 units a year, because we didn't have the system and the process to do it. Turnkey or not, we didn't have the system in place to do 50 units or 100 units a year. And so that's when you say you have a builder, you have to be careful that what volume can they do?
Okay, but I think we're not gonna get sorted out all of this. I think we're running out of time. My question would be then, if we can reach an agreement in terms of you helping us in terms of the effort we've started in Atlanta already. We've got the land. We need to do something with it. What margin are you taking on the construction side?
We work usually around 8 to 10% on the
Okay.
construction.
Okay, so that I'm happy with that. And I mean, how quickly can we set up an office there? You know, I mean, we would like to work on the system. Because I think it's key for us that we've got a couple of requirements. One, that the client must be able to see what's going on. We would like to have the financials back home, you know, because we're 17,000 kilometers away.
System could be set up within 5 days, would you say?
And then obviously I would assume that you, I mean, most of it will be done from here, but we will need some presence there, you know, somebody that can, you know, be in contact with the stuff. And so the question is, you know, is that possible? We would like to start construction, but probably the first quarter
What
next
products,
year.
what are you gonna do out there in the land?
Family homes, freehold.
What is it?
Single family homes.
Single family? Not a problem. Yeah. Right now, we're probably 2 weeks away from getting our start in Texas as far as getting the preliminaries, all the permits and all that. All we've gotta do is, you know, just get everybody, you know, we gotta get project manager located and just move, you know. Get the,
We've got John, obviously John is in, you know, is in Atlanta, and I mean, he's got some.
Yeah.
Yeah, John is, you know, he knows the system, and he's got a couple, you know, years of experience. So, you know, he's there, and we can put somebody with him or whatever. We can look at the
So
staffing
in
of the whole
terms
thing.
of product, what did you guys think? Single family homes, apartments in Chicago? land,
Well, you know, our first
development?
objective was just to get started, and we wanted to make use of the opportunity. We bought the land.
How much land, how many can you build there?
200.
Okay, is it all in one, it's a regular?
No, different. So we've got different. We've got.
4 different estates.
We've got 2 different estates. You know, the top of the range, which there's a market for, is about 300,000 plus. Then we've got smaller ones, and we've got, you know, the 150 range type of thing. You know, so.
And you already own it all now? It's all-
Yeah, it's on our name. We bought it. We've done it.
We've been land banking for about the last 6 months. But sorry, just from our side, 3 questions. One is in the Chicago market, and also answering your question, Mark. I think we're interested in both the single-family homes and the apartments. One of the things we really do want to do, if we can get the right type of apartments and have the right type of partner, is that we really want to get apartments going, you know, because there's quite a lot of need for that back home. And also what we did in Australia very successfully is if we had 100 units, we would sell 50 of them into our local market because we've got a very starving crowd back home. And they like to own in a building that we're already in, and we own 50 of them. It gives them comfort.
Sure.
That allows us to recapitalize the project, sit with 50 units that are pretty much paid for, and move on to the next one.
Yeah, we would have to stay in more of the, we'd have to stay in more of probably the north side projects, do the 50/50s. Because,
So what I mean, it doesn't have to be 100, it could be a 40 unit and we sell 20, you know?
When I'm saying do 50 rental, 50 income,
Yeah.
because when you get into the FHA projects, you'll lose your FHA if you've got a mix. You have to have a certain mix of rental, and it's usually probably about 10%.
FHA is the financing part.
It's 15%, because we've got to look at the financing vehicle to be able to get a flip,
okay.
You want to sell
But
it.
there's all combinations we could do, but there's lots of
In that
opportunities.
case, so we sell it and we move on.
Yeah, what it matters in Haney guys, basically, at certain parts of the city, you vary the type of products you can do. Like, you know, on the south side, not everywhere you can do condos, you know, but you can do apartments. Then you move to the north side where we can do condos and condo conversion. You can do new homes as well, you know. So that's why it's, in terms to the local expertise, that's, you know, not every product you can do in each and every part.
No, we understand. Look, I mean, our success strategy around the world, and we've done this in London, Australia, America, and in South Africa.
You guys
We've got to have the
understand.
guys on the ground. We're not stupid. We're not trying to do it ourselves. It's all about finding
No,
partners.
you guys understand, you know.
So
Kenny, our president of construction, he's not here now, but his background, he had U.S. prints around the country. Okay, so he actually managed those, you know, it was a management agreement with the U.S. print and the contractors. So you go around and set up, get the contractors going, get it going, build it all throughout Hawaii, everywhere. It's a CM job, you know, and pretty much what we'd end up doing.
Okay, I think we're running out of time. I think can we just sort of say where we go from here? I think I'm impressed with what I've seen and heard. I mean, that's exactly what we're looking
Well, I
for.
think we'll give you some-
Can you just click on the timeline, the construction timeline?
Yeah.
Just, I know John was talking about it yesterday, so just for a quick look, you know, and maybe.
Just to let you know, we got a real quick way of buying properties, which is.
Only one of us can click at a time. Oh, why it's doing it that way?
If you just scroll down, just use the scroll on the mouse, scroll down and we'll go through the slides.
No, that doesn't work.
Let's click into the bottom there.
Oh.
Another thing we do too is we give reports all along the way, okay? So every week I told you that, you know, everybody gets reports, which is really been very, very well received with our investors. Some of them were getting monthly reports from some places they did business with, some never got a report. Ours are every week.
Yeah.
This is a construction schedule he's talking
Yeah.
about. And it, you know, that's how basically our whole QuickBase is all set up for that now. So if you look at the first one, if you get down to like permit, all of a sudden the permit took an extra week. You slide that a week, the whole chart moves.
Is this all in QuickBase?
This one's actually done in Microsoft Project,
Yeah, that's what
but we
it's
have
on.
it in QuickBase now. That's what we've been developing.
Okay.
We have it done in QuickBase where we can set a project up in 3 clicks
Needed this system.
and it's done.
Okay.
The beauty there is everybody can see it as opposed to somebody with project or exporting.
So I think now what, you know, what we can do is we can start, probably get you some opportunities here. What kind of money are you looking at spending a month? What kind of pipeline?
At the moment, you see, we've committed now on, we've got six projects going.
Okay.
So money we've got available, and we just need to digest what we've got
Sure.
on the table at the
Okay.
moment. So I think we've fully sort of occupied first quarter next year.
Okay.
But I mean, in terms of executing on the ones that we've got already, we
Okay.
need.
Do you have some here already?
No,
too?
no, we've got, I
But
think that's the
saying,
first
but
visit.
saying that, Henny, with my IPS hat on,
Yeah.
I'm looking for a new market outside of just Atlanta.
Yeah.
We've been in Orlando, Memphis, Atlanta, Oklahoma, and I don't like Orlando anymore. The management's pretty crap.
Yeah.
And Memphis at the moment, it's working and it's not working. So Oklahoma's good and Atlanta's good. And I like when I'm giving a kid sweets, I want to have 3 sweets. So and Chicago for me is quite sexy. Like people, you know. So if you guys have got a good operation here, then I would like. I'm talking purely with the IPS hat on now, where we just do retail volume and we just help individual investors buy houses.
Yeah, the bungalows we talked yesterday.
That's right.
So yeah,
Yeah.
Scott can do those, like the retail wise, the
Good.
trophy
All right,
parties.
so we can.
But
you know,
my concern there, my only concern is that you guys are a socialist state.
Only for a couple more years.
No, but seriously, like in Oklahoma, it takes us 3 weeks to evict someone. Here, apparently, it takes 4 to 6 months. How do you manage that? Because that's a big concern, obviously.
My daughter's an attorney, but she was with Pearson Associates,
Yeah.
she went on her own, and she specialized in banking, and so she had to do a lot of bank foreclosures and everything, and she's an expert at getting them out. About 60 days we'll get them out.
Okay. No, it's just because I mean,
We buy most of
in South Africa-
them vacant if we can,
Okay.
and we force the, you know, we go in with cash and we go in with fast terms, and we'll put a big earnest check in front of them, and we force them to get them out, but we can get them out. You know, there's always ways.
No, it's just because
You have to work with the.
in South Africa,
yeah.
when a tenant moves into your house, you might as well marry them because you can never get rid of them. So, and that's no, but I mean that's why people are putting their money over here. So that's
Yeah, no, we get them out. Yeah.
cool.
So right, where do we go from here? What is the next step?
Send the bed bugs in, whatever you gotta do, but we get them out. I'll tell you some of the other ways, just so you know, for no kidding aside, though, they X them out. How we get them out of here the most is you buy their keys. Okay, you get them out another place, you rent a truck, and you move them. And they're gone. So we do that, and that's one of the best ways to do it.
Can I just then ask, I think if you can perhaps just give us a sort of high-level 1-2 pager on the services that you provide, cost associated with it, which is now the full range,
Okay.
and
We're
you know,
gonna
the
send you a
cost
copy of this
structure.
too.
And then secondly, I think, Scott, you would like to have a list of potential properties that we could sell. in
Well,
South Africa.
to be honest, I'm going to give you both my business cards to remind you. Because on the retail side, when Henny says the list of things, we want that for the retail side, and then for Waltham Grade, we want it for the bigger picture stuff.
Fine.
You know what I
Okay.
mean? So,
So
I mean,
the
ideally,
one is the retail side, the other one is the acquisition and.
Yeah, effectively it's a fund.
We partner, we.
effectively it's a fund, basically. We're a fund out of South Africa, and we've done you know a lot of millions of dollars, and we're only as good as our partners on the ground. That's our operation.
Yeah,
So.
that's what as good as our team.
Yeah.
They're 40, I think we're up to 40 now.
41.
Yeah.
But, you know, they're all getting to be specialists in their departments and it's working. So,
Right.
building a very good
So
team.
fortunately, we need to catch a plane to
Okay.
Orlando now. So thank you very much for the time.
You're welcome. Thanks for
Good.
coming out.
Yeah, thanks for
So
taking
we will
the
be
time
out there
to-
shortly.
Both
and,
my
Okay.
cards, so you got the confused person as well, so you got my
Well, we'll get
details.
everything together, we'll get it over to you, and then we'll start.
Yeah, so start the discussions and we will most probably be back early next year and then we can finalize everything. And in the meantime, I think we will move faster in terms of setting up, you know, some sort of infrastructure in
Information
Atlanta.
out there, we'll start.
But I'll ask John
fly
then to
out there,
come
we'll
back
take a
and
look.
I can, you know, you can work through the detail and how we're gonna do that.
Great, okay.
Very much.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Good to see you.
again.
Thank you. Nice meeting you. Oh.
Thank you. You go to Atlanta, when are you,
Thank you.
when are you going home?
We there on the Mega 8.
Cheers. Oh, yeah, sorry.